We're here to discuss the Mars retrograde that's going to be happening tomorrow on December 6th. We're only going to be talking about while Mars is retrograding in Leo from the 6th to the 0 degree. While Mars will be retrograding in Cancer the beginning of next year, 2025, that may take another video to fully discuss properly, so we'll be focusing on Leo this video. So what is Mars retrograde? In short, Mars retrograde does happen every 2 years. Mars itself as the planet focuses on athletics, the physicality, sex, passion, challenges, conflict, and so forth. Basically, what a retrograde is a time of reviewing, a time of going back, checking all those boxes off. So in this case, it will have to do with the matters that Mars rules over, like those things that I listed just a second ago. For this Mars retrograde, it will be happening in Leo. Leo is a very creative, self-expressive sign that is ruled by the sun, and ego is kind of correlated with Leo, but I don't like to think of it as like a negative thing because you do need a proper amount of ego to be healthy. Think of ego as what we know to be true. Now, an inflated ego is never a good thing because, it's not good to push that inflated ego onto other people. We want it to be balanced. Leos are incredibly charismatic and fun people to be around, so as a sign, they're the same way. They're extremely passionate people that love with their full heart. When we think of Mars and Leo, it's a very creative, passionate, loving, and maybe a very fiery situation as well, or person. So what does a Mars retrograde in Leo specifically mean for us? Well, since this is a time of reviewing our passions and inner fires, it is a great time to review specifically what is our passion. It's a time of reflection over these things. It's a time to redirect our energy and fuel to heal our creativities. Maybe take some time for some self-discovery and new ways to express ourselves. Especially since this is closing out 2024, it kind of sets this beautiful stage for the new year for us to really look inward and digest what we are wanting to aspire for in this new year of 2025. Now, Mars will have a pretty intense opposition with Venus that will be in Aquarius during its retrograde period. Now, when Venus is in Aquarius, we're wanting new things in the areas of relationships and what we like to surround ourselves with, like friends, aesthetics, things like that. Now, by the time that Venus is in opposition to Mars, it will have gone through a conjunction with Pluto. So she has seen some deep truths and transformed herself with them. It's not time to stay in the past. With these transits, it's a really good time to take a new, maybe non-traditional approach to some of these problems that we could be facing. To say that this isn't going to be a dramatic time is a little silly because it probably will be a little dramatic. The best thing to do in this situation is to stay out of the drama or take a new approach after the retrograde if possible. Because with all of the new things that we've learned from, that conjunction with Venus and Pluto, our view of our relationships and passion and creativity and what we really want to be around, and possibly relationships and friendships and even family as well, are really changing right now. It's really time to level up those passions and catch up with our relationships and really to zone in on what we want with our relationships and passions and creativity as well. What are some things that could possibly help us handle this retrograde? In my opinion, one of the best things to do right now, because of the opposition with Venus and that conjunction that happened with Venus and Pluto earlier on, is to be honest. This Mars retrograde in Leo will be pulling out a lot of hidden truths and secrets having to do with the topics of Mars and Venus specifically, and even Pluto. Venus is not here to play around after her visit with Pluto. Things that she never thought she would learn, and we're having to move forward, possibly even cope with those things. So along with telling the truth, trust yourself too. And if you're in a situation where you think that she, he, they may know something, they probably do. Best policy is to just tell the truth, trust me, or it will blow up later. Now is also a good time to look inward, not outward. Looking outward and entertaining drama or even just strongly reacting to situations will only be seriously draining, because this Mars energy of reaction, it's not being put in a productive way. It's not moving forward. It's just being stagnant, rotating, reviewing. It's not, like I said, it's not being productive. So rather than reacting outwardly, go inward and review and think about what you could do. So another thing we can do instead of reacting is really take this time to nurture our inner passions and work through our inner struggles, because struggles is another thing that has to do with Mars. It's important to fuel our soul and our inner fire, recharge. The signs that are going to have the hardest time during this Mars retrograde, when it's specifically in Leo, is going to be the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I'd like to know how this Mars retrograde is personally going to affect you. It's important to check where Leo is going to be in your chart. Description where you can calculate your birth chart, and I will also be putting a little picture over here of a little short kind of what the houses mean, so you guys can kind of get a little grasp of what that is without me diving in this video, because I kind of would rather focus on that in a different video and stuff. If you've watched the whole video, I truly appreciate it, and I hope you learned something. It means so much to me if you give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, please give me a subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Content in store and videos planned. I'm so excited. I love getting back into astrology. It's truly been making me so happy. This is definitely my passion and going to be a huge part of my personal Mars retrograde experience. So remember, you're not alone in the craziness that will be going on here shortly. All have an amazing holiday season, and thank you for watching.